The ANC Electoral Committee has reversed its decision to bar Tony Yengeni from contesting for an NEC position at this upcoming national conference. Yengeni has won his appeal after being denied nomination due to a prior criminal record. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones joins us now live with more on this story. Pule, good afternoon. I'm sure if there's any man who is smiling and very relieved this afternoon, is Tony Yengeni.
Definitely, Brian, after we saw that letter to say that he can now contest within the ANC, programs as well. But most importantly, it's just that coming news that we just got right now to say that the suspended ANC member, Andile Lungisa's urgent interim relief application has also been dismissed by the courts. Remember, he was also one of those who was added as an additional to the nominees of the 200 list member committee who would be contesting at Nasrec. But now it means that he's facing so much challenges, and therefore these are some of the obstacles that are barring him from contesting. But most importantly, again, as an update, we understand that tomorrow the High Court will hear the matter for the disgruntled ANC members who say that the ANC should release their data, raw data list of the nominees, again, who will be contesting for the NEC positions, citing other arguments to say that the party didn't follow due process. But to clarify all this, I'm speaking to the Electoral Committee official, Mr. Matila. Thank you very much for joining us on eNCA. Now, let's just start first with the top agenda here with the issue of Tony Yengeni. Now, he's been cleared. It means that he's eligible to contest as the EC. Do you think that still you've done a good job to ensure, or you've erred in some of your decisions to say that he should be disqualified?
Thank you very much. I think that decision by the Electoral Committee goes to show that the Electoral Committee is a very fair and transparent structure of the African National Congress, in that once it makes its decisions, those decisions can be appealed internally using internal remedies, which means that in this case the expungement of Comrade Tony Yengeni's criminal record was used as a basis to now allow him to stand, because at the time when the matter was dealt with, that record was not there. It's not there even in the public records, but he managed to finish us with that record. So it shows that indeed, if comrades use internal mechanisms, were able to resolve issues internally in the ANC. But Comrade Tony Yengeni's matter really shows that the ANC has dealt with this matter very, very well, because subsequent to his issues of misconduct, there was also a disciplinary process in the ANC. So, which means that he is now free to participate in electoral processes.
Has this been a very challenging process for you guys? I mean, we saw with the expulsion of Colney House, we saw with the likes of Mamba Tablet Lamine as well having to go through the same process. Has this been a challenge?
Yeah, it's always a challenge when you deal with serious matters of disqualifying your own comrades. It's a painful process, but it's a process that is very necessary in terms of the renewal program of the African National Congress. And we appreciate leaders like Comrade Tony Yengeni, who are patient and cooperative when matters like this are dealt with within the ANC.
Let's speak about the latest as well. Andile Lungisa as well, the urgent interim relief application being dismissed by the courts. What does this say? What's his future now in the organization as well?
It does then begin to indicate that the ANC's processes of disciplinary mechanisms and systems are above and beyond reproach. They are fair, and they can be tested in court to be valid. So it's a lesson to comrades not to just run to the courts, because there you can waste money, as it is the case here, when our comrade has to pay costs for an application. Maybe sometimes it's important for comrades to just accept their fate as decided by the structures of the ANC.
What do you say about those who are saying these internal mechanisms are being used for factional battles as well, to disqualify some of those who you may seem as very formidable and quite challenging to some of the leaders in the organization, including the incumbent president as well?
No, we have made sure that these rules are really applied objectively. They are not applied with anybody in mind. They are applied with the ANC in mind to ensure that we act in the best interest of the ANC. So the rules are really in the best interest of the organization in terms of its image in society. When you look at that, then you don't have to look at anybody except the ANC. And as we lay the rules, you find that certain comrades have got records that are blemished in terms of criminality and other issues. Those issues should be dealt with very seriously to ensure that whoever becomes the face of the ANC at the NEC level is somebody who has got good credentials and moral standing in society.
I mean, it's not only the officials, but when you zoom into the matter, you've got some of your party delegates as well who are taking you to court. They're saying that you didn't follow due process. They want you to release raw data. Now, the court is hearing this matter tomorrow. Are you optimistic that you've done all you can as an organization to ensure that you do not prejudice anyone within the movement?
Let's correct the fact that those are party delegates. They are not delegates to conference. They are just ANC comrades. And we still have to verify their standing in the ANC, if they're in good standing or not. But remember, the list started with 25 comrades. It's now only 9 comrades who are left with that kind of a grievance. But even if that is the case, the recourse they seek has already been fulfilled by the ANC in the sense that we've finished them with the lists and the raw data which they are looking for. We therefore don't understand why they still want to continue with a court case of this nature. And their court application is defective in the sense that they don't cite the ANC itself, but they want their matter to be ordered onto the agenda of conference by the court when the ANC is not cited. So there are some defective way in which they have launched this court application. But we don't want to also deal with the merits or demerits of the case here in the media, but we will argue our case in court. Our lawyers have filed a very good application, very detailed and substantive, with quite a number of annexures to show that we have fulfilled what the comrades are requesting.
Have you met them?
No, we have not met with them because their identity keeps on changing and they don't seem to be ready to engage with the electoral committee, because when we furnish them with the information they request, instead of coming back to us for more information or clarity, they run to court.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the, of course, Electoral Committee official, Mr. Matila, joining us this afternoon. Brian, just basically clarifying some of the things and decisions the party have taken in terms of firstly going to court and challenging that application from those ANC party members who are trying to have them, compel them rather, to release that raw data, which would then show the list of the nominees who were nominated for the National Executive Committee position. But most importantly, also commenting on the fact of the latest developing story that we've just gotten there to say that the court has dismissed ANC member Andre Lungisa's urgent interim relief application, saying that it does show that the ANC is coming together in terms of strengthening its systems and dealing with some of its party members internally when it comes to disciplinary processes and matters.
Yeah, and Tony Yengeni seems to have used those internal processes, and they've somehow worked for him. Pule Letshwiti-Jones, thank you very much for that update about the latest from the ANC's Electoral Committee ahead of the party's 55th National Conference, which kicks off on Friday, the 16th of December.